So what did you do in your year off, Mr. Baltz? Dream up the plots for the movies you would someday direct yourself, or go to Hollywood parties and chat to starlets, or what did you do?
None of that showbiz stuff, no. While I was in hospital, I received a letter that changed my life. Inevitably, there'd been truckloads of fan mails about the Monkey movies. We love you, Rusty. That monkey's so cute. This is your best film ever. Blah, blah, blah. Talk about adding insult to injury or insanity to injury. I realized that it wasn't just the studio that was mad, it was the public as well. They were all mad, monkey mad. All except one. One lone voice that reached out to me from across the country. One lone voice which reached out with healing words of hatred. Words that I carry with me to this day. Dear Rusty, she wrote me. Your movies are an insult. The kind of slop that will always be lapped up by the lowest and most bestial dregs of humankind. I'm all for keeping your fans off the street, but I believe that watching your movies actually makes people stupider than they were to begin with. If you never make another movie, it'll be too soon, you repulsive, stinking, mother-grabbing horse's ass. I hate you and everything you stand for. Rot in hell. You no talent, piece of crap. Yours contemptuously, Miss Dusty Page. I never believed in love at first sight, let alone first slight. But her words struck a chord deep within my soul. And I knew that here was a fellow malcontent spitting out words of contempt in isolation. I had to find her. I had to make her mine.
And did you find her, Mr. Baltz?
Finally. After months of searching, trekking halfway across the country, running only on instinct and traveling by taxi, I finally found this incredible woman, the love of my life, the most beautiful woman I ever saw. She was a vision of icy disdain and righteous cruelty. We were perfect for each other. She hated me, spurned my offer of marriage and a life of luxury, spat in my face and slammed the door. Of course, made me love her all the more. I slunk back to Hollywood to brood and to cauterize my broken heart with expensive booze and cheap women. It's around that time that I got interested in acting, just to take my mind off things.
But hadn't you already been acting for 14 years?
I'd been in the movies, kid, but I hadn't been acting. Ironically, it was one of the chimps, Spanko, who'd opened my eyes to my lack of technique. In a funny way, I could see why these guys got top billing. You were better actors than me. More emotive, more real, more primal. Come to think of it, I did learn a thing or two from those monkeys. Like how to climb up anything. Would save my life when we were shooting 12 hogs for Sister Maria. And it's kept me fit all these years. Bet I could beat you up a coconut palm right now. I wasn't on my deathbed. So far.
So this must have been around 1953 when you first met Brick Van Eer, who later appeared in so many of your own movies.
Actually, I'd known Brick for years. He was my stunt double, and he'd been a bit player in the 8 movies. Anyway, over a bottle of whiskey one night, he started telling me about this new method at acting called method acting, and I was excited. The ideas he described were exactly what I'd observed in the acting style of Spanko the Chimp, and I knew that I was onto something big. So I went to the actor studio in New York and really got into it. Made the world a difference to my acting. Ruined my personal life, though.
Because you brought your work home with you, alienated those around you, and became lost in a vortex of ever-changing identity?
No. Earl and I disagreed over a point in a Stanislavski book. Wouldn't speak to me for the next 20 years. Ironically enough, I recently discovered it'd been a misprint.
So, Did all your new skills and techniques help you in your sensitive portrayal of the misunderstood half-breed Indian gunfighter Dick Wrangler in the classic 1955 Western masterpiece, A Man Called Longhorn, pioneering example of the filmic genre which came to be called the Souvlaki Western? Directed by the master himself, Concrete, the man Hollywood called the gunfighting Greek. He must have been quite a character.
Another damn animal picture. I don't want to talk about it. At least the monkeys didn't make as much mess. Besides, I became preoccupied around this time. Again, see, I met this amazing chick at the Communist Party meeting.
But didn't you stop going to those in 1951?
No. Oh, there was always some guy at the podium in front blathering on about something or other. Like I said, politics never really interested me.
Mr. Balt, it was the Communist Party. Politics is what it was all about.
Hey, I saw the word party and I was there, man. Went for years, haven't been for years. Got my old membership card here, though, somewhere. Oh, I never liked all that paparazzi thing at those mainstream Hollywood parties. I just figured that this communist joint was a more intellectual, laid-back kind of hangout. The drinks were cheap, too. Oh, I did get sick of just drinking vodka after a while. It was there that I met Kara.
You mean Kara Van Park, the famous intellectual and writer? You know, Mr. Balt, your marriage to her was very much like that of Arthur Miller's to Marilyn Monroe, but in reverse.
Why? Because I was the dumb, good-looking movie star and because she was the real smart and a few years older than me?
No, because you were a man, and, she was, was a woman.
You got that right, yeah. No, but Kara was different than all the other women I'd known up till then. They were just interested in the face, the movie star image, you know. It's just a pretty plaything to them. But Kara was different. She saw in me an intellectual just waiting to break out. She was wrong, of course. But I was flattered that a luminary like her could make such a mistake about me. It was certainly far more tumultuous than my first marriage. Yeah. Yeah, Kara despised the lightweight, trivial movies I was making, and I couldn't make head or tail of her more serious political writing. But in 1958, we had a beautiful daughter. We called her Lightning Bolts. She was the joy of our life.
1958, that was the year you made Invasion of the Chair People from Outer Space. Oh, you've got to tell me all about the Chair People, Mr. Bolts. Somehow I always felt that film was speaking directly to me. Yeah, to me.
Don't you think we've had enough of the Chair People for one night? Because I certainly have. I'm now going to the bathroom. Exit stage left.